but I would say the cost is slightly on a higher end right now.
In the past 1 year, so many things have changed. Hello, everyone. So today we have Mr. Shivam Bhambri, a director of paid media at Dentsu Sokrati. So, hi Shivam, how are you?
Hi Raj, good evening. I'm good. I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm also doing great. Thanks for coming.
Yeah,
So, Shivam,
absolutely. I mean,
today we
it's my
have
pleasure to be here.
today we have so many questions to ask, and I really want that all our audience can have a great understanding from you. So let's start with the first question, which is AI in performance marketing. Like everyone is talking about AI nowadays, and there are so many doubts which we get from people. So I want to first of all know, when we say AI in performance marketing, what do we actually mean by it?
Well, honestly, I mean, the word AI is artificial intelligence, and it's a quite a buzzword these days. It's a lot in hype these days. To be honest, for performance marketers and the kind of channels that we work on, which is primarily Google and Meta, so
Mhm.
the concept of AI is more towards machine learning with giving the right data signals to the machines. It's not about, you just maybe switch on a button of AI and it'll do everything for you. It's not that. It is a lot of dynamic settings coming into play with a lot of data being, fed to the system to be able to learn and then perform for you. But so I would, for me, it's more on machine learning rather than, calling it AI. But again, it's the algorithm, it's the trend that has come in to say it AI. But yeah, so it's more or less more based on, embedded machine learning.
All right. Okay. So my next question is about the job role of a performance marketer. Like you are working in performance marketing for such a long time, you have seen all the ups and downs and the changes. So I want to know, like, how is the role of a performance marketer different in 2026 versus the past few years when people were not using AI? What are the new things which has been introduced, which has changed the way you are working now versus the last few years?
I mean, I'll maybe not last few years, but I think I'll go down to when I started working on Google Ads. That was back in 2016, 17. Uh, I mean, we started with manual bidding. I mean, that's the first thing that was taught to us, that you have to constantly keep checking the bids at which or the CPCs at which your ads are being clicked on. And then for improving performance or improving your clicks, you'll have to keep bidding higher and, be competitive enough. uh, Come today where I see we don't even have to look at the bids anymore. It's just a bidding strategy that you just have to turn on, which is maximize conversions or maximize conversion value, and the system automatically then does it for you. So, I mean, the manual setting that we were in, that has moved now towards giving the system the knowledge, the direction, the right data signals, and it will do its job. It will try to find those users which fit the data signals that you've been providing to the system. So I think the manual optimization or the manual work that we used to do a lot on the dashboards, that something has reduced to like maybe a 10% or a 15%, but it has moved more towards feeding the right data to the system, setting up proper frameworks, and defining the right goals for the performance marketing campaigns.
Okay. So after this AI addition, uh, have we seen the increase in conversions, or it has decreased?
Well, I would say right now it's a mixed balance that we are seeing. I mean, since I work across like a lot of industries, uh, and wherever this machine learning or AI is applicable, and we do a lot of testing as well with AI. Uh, I would say that with AI coming into picture in our channels, in our dashboards, the quality or the time taken to reach that goal, that has somewhat reduced, I would say, because again, it's based on machine learning. It's the, the kind of data that the system gets and how fast it can find out the same users, or it can achieve the goals for you. So the time has reduced, but I would say the cost is slightly on a higher end right now. But I think with, the kind of advancements Google and Meta are coming on with, we might see a slight reduction in those. But I mean, as of now, the cost is slightly higher, but the quality is something which is improving. I mean, on the improvement graph.
Okay, okay. And what is the misconception which marketers have about AI in paid ads? Because what I've observed, people are still, they are not hesitant, they are not that much comfortable, like Performance Max campaigns or Meta Advantage Plus. People say, okay, manual is still better because it gives better conversions. Whenever we go with Performance Max, Google is taking money, but then results are similar. It's not that much different.
I think I agree because I mean I also interact with like a lot of brands, a lot of advertisers, a lot of clients where this question or this doubt is still there. I mean, and not just on PMax but on AI Max, which is like the latest feature on Google. I mean, the fear is obviously that the system will do whatever it wants to do on its own,
Mhm.
and there's less control on what we are trying to show. Will it? I mean, will the ads be as per my guidelines, or they're not crossing any boundary, or any automated random word is not coming in in the display of the ads. So these kind of doubts are there in the minds, and yes, PMax is something which is kind of a a black box campaign, but again a lot of controls, a lot of reporting is being introduced for PMax as well, for advertisers to take control of how PMax functions. But I think just talking about the misconception part is, again, they're fearful of how AI will showcase the ads, but I think in reality we still have a lot of control, because the kind of data, the kind of inputs that we give to AI, that is what AI will use, or the machine will use to produce the kind of results that it does. So I think with just strong fundamentals, strong base structured data, I think the automation would work well and the AI would work well.
Okay, okay. So with this new addition of targeting and creatives, now everything is automated, right? You can just create a new creative with just a new prompt with PMax and then Advantage Plus also. What do you think? Like, I mean, for a human marketer, is it actually beneficial, or it's just like a hype which these companies have built so that people can start using these options and then they can spend more money?
See, I think what these AI platforms have done is they've reduced the time of production. I would say, I mean, as you mentioned that you give a small brief in a click that will give you an image, but at the end of the day, I mean, the human is deciding that
Right.
what creative or what ad is being shown and what is being used. So, yes, there's still a lot of control left for humans in marketing or whoever work on these dashboards. But again, the redundant tasks, or the tasks which maybe a designer would take and a copywriter would take, is that has slightly reduced the time to produce the creatives. But again, the decision how to use it, where to use it, in what format to use it, that's something still in control of the human which is running those dashboards. And I mean, humans at the end of the day decide that, okay, this is the goal for this particular channel or this particular campaign. So defining the business objectives and matching it with the KPIs that we have eventually, everybody's looking for some business goals from advertisement. So all of that still remains in our control to define.
Okay, okay. Now, we have seen like there is so much automation nowadays, like, right? So, I mean, Google automation or Meta automation, they have just created a black box campaigns for us. This is my assumption. So I just want to like, how do marketers maintain this real strategic control inside this PMax campaign or the other AI campaigns? It's like just feeding the data to the machines, or are we still working on the strategic part so that we can have the desired results?
There's still a lot of strategy to play in these black box campaigns that have come in. I mean, specifically talking about PMAX here. I mean, when it was launched, obviously it was more of a black box, but come today, we have a lot of controls. We have a lot of data signals to be passed back to PMAX, where it can start finding similar users. That's where the AI or the machine learning comes into picture. Uh, so for us, I think it's the first party, data inputs that we give in, the kind of audience signals that we give in, and the kind of search themes that we give in, to PMAX. I think that gives it the right direction, because again, if we don't give it, then it goes into a black box. But
Right.
if we are giving it a direction, if we are setting a boundary for these black box or PMAX campaigns, I think then it does well, because that's what my personal experience also says, that whenever we've given, I mean, let's say the X is my business goal, and Y is the nearest audience signal or user signal that I can pass back to Google. And if I do that, then I see PMAX, coming out of the black box and performing well. And I mean, it's not a black box now. We're able to see what kind of channels PMAX is serving on, what is the percentage, what is the performance. And I mean, as per the latest news that I've heard on LinkedIn and plus from our US teams, that they're bringing in exclusions in PMAX on, serving on certain placements which were kind of more of quantity and less of quality. So, I mean, I'm sure everybody's, hearing. Google is also taking all these feedbacks. So I think they're working more towards making PMAX a more, uh, I would say, not a black box, but a better controlled box that we can bring the right results for our clients.
Okay. Okay. After this third party cookies thing, like now we are no more able to access the third party cookies and the tighter privacy rules. What do you think? What has changed? Has it affected your campaigns due to the loss of this third party cookie data?
Uh, I would say that, I mean, for us, we were prepared for it.
Okay.
Wherever, the clients we were interacting with, a lot of, discussions, a lot of communication has happened already. A lot of, strategies which would hamper or which would not allow us to, reduce the KPIs or results that we were trying to achieve for our clients happen. So, I mean, we were prepared. And I mean, the kind of impact I would say is that more impact has or more importance now has come towards the first party data, where earlier, the clients were not that cognizant of, or maybe they did not feel that it was important to collect first party data. But now, after the cookie loss, I mean, the way that we are moving cookie less,
Mm-hmm.
the importance has come towards storing your first party data, understanding patterns and analyzing your first party data,
Mm-hmm.
and then similar signals to be given back to Google or a Meta to do better.
Okay.
And a lot of platforms have come up which are working on audience enrichment. That's what we call. So we give the audience to them. We give certain data signals to those platforms, and then they're able to tell us that, okay, out of the 100 people who have taken up your services or bought a product from you, 30% of those people are interested in movies or cinema or watching TV, whereas the remaining 70% are interested in finance or investment, and so on and so forth. So now clients are also understanding the kind of audience that was coming to them. So this cookie-less, I mean, I think it's a good sign for us that now we are pushing more, and the clients are also trying to understand the kind of users or consumers that they're getting. So that's something which has changed.
Okay. Have we also changed the measurement criteria when this algorithm is optimizing, or the same measurement criteria is there? Like now, since algorithm is taking the decisions, they are optimizing your goals, and we can't see inside, right? Earlier we had the whole access. Whatever we want to do, we can target based on the age group and then interest group. But now, since it's AI based, we can just feed the data and then we are dependent on the decision of AI to whom they want to show our ad creatives or the data which we want to show. So, have you changed the criteria of measurement or it's still the same?
I think in some business models, yes, there's a slight shift that we are seeing. So, and I've always been a believer of, triangulating all the data pointers that we have, which is platform. Then, I mean, if at the back end there's a CRM, and then eventually the business goals. If all three are triangulated together, mapped together with each other, and the real insights come out, I think that's when the true results of your campaigns or performance or channels come out. But maybe, coming to the point of changing in the KPIs or goals, yes, there's a lot more change coming into the how we look at the platform metrics. Now, let's say, for example, Meta's Advantage Plus campaigns. We don't know what kind of audience it's targeting. It's running on open targeting, and it's trying to find the user which best fits your goal that you're providing. So the metrics now, rather than moving towards reducing the CPM or getting a 3% or a 3-second views more, we are focusing now towards getting the better CTR or which creative, or let's say we are trying to give more set of creatives to the Advantage Plus algorithm, and then let the algorithm figure out that what are the creatives which are working, in terms of best CTR, and then eventually resulting into traffic on the website or the app, and then taking the the business action or the goal that we want the users to do. So like all three are now somewhat in the picture. However, I think previously we would just try and focus on the what kind of audience is working for us. Is it 18 to 24 or 24 to 35? Because that was visible on the dashboard. But now we're just directing the campaigns or the algorithm there, that okay, I want people above 18 who live in
Right,
India and who are trying to do this goal for me.
right.
So I think triangulating and combining all the goals has somewhat become quite relevant now, and a lot of clients are doing that.
Okay. So, with the addition of this AI part, now what skills matter more and what are the skills which are becoming obsolete for a person who wants to get into performance marketing?
I think the first thing I mentioned was manual bidding. So,
Okay.
I mean, completely forget manual bidding, if as if it existed.
Mhm.
Uh, and I think rather than just taking AI as something, which is uh, taking away a lot of employment. I mean, we keep hearing a lot of news about it, but for freshers or for people who are just maybe entering or are there in the market, working on, or dealing with the AI hype, I think manual work or manual tasks is something that you should now start automating. Uh, I mean, if I would say that for basic reporting stuff, a simple, a report can be automated from Google and a Meta towards a Google Sheet, and then there are a lot of tools available which can build a dashboard out of it. So it's automatically it's flowing. So you don't have to download the data every time. Load it to a Looker Studio or load it into your Excel and then into a Power BI and create that. So a lot of automation has happened. So adopt automation. I think that's something a lot more important now. Don't take it as it might be errorful or it'll take a lot of machine or a lot of space on my device, but it'll help you save time.
Okay.
And I think where it's winning is, I would say, like a lot of there are large data sets that we work on. I mean,
Right.
we work on monthly reports, we work on quarterly reports, we work on annual reports. So,
Mhm.
and it's difficult for a human to go through, I think 10,000 rows or 12,000 rows in an Excel. So
Right.
that's where we feed in to our AI models, and then they bring out the right results or right trends that a human eye might miss.
Okay. Okay. So, as a AI ready marketing team, what do you think? What are the core skills or the structural things which you think has changed with the addition of AI? Like, are you using some specific softwares or you have a guidelines that okay, you need to use these set of things, like you said, automation, and these automations are provided by Google or Meta, or these are third party softwares which are being used to create these automations?
I think, I mean, to answer your first question about, the AI team or the AI ready team,
Yeah.
uh, I think with AI, a lot of, what do I say? A lot of collaboration is required
Okay.
if you have to make AI successful or the algorithm successful, because a marketer can just run Google and Meta, take people to a website or an app, uh, and ask them, or motivate them or guide them to do a certain action that we want. The other side of it, which comes the tech part, where the tech team can step in, place the right signals, place the right events on what all steps a user takes, and the eventual goal as well to track it. Uh, Signals are passed back to the dashboards for the marketing team, and then we keep on optimizing. So it becomes like a circle when it comes to doing something on the dashboard, a user taking an action on the client end, and then the signal being passed back for Google, I would say, or rather creative less campaigns. When it comes to creative, the creative team can also be a part of this loop where on a Meta or let's say a PMax or a demand gen, when we run creatives or videos, an engine can be made where the reporting can happen on real time basis, where Google and Meta obviously allow a lot of reporting automation to be taken out of Meta via APIs. Those dashboards can be created. The creative teams can look at the results in real time. That okay, let's say in the current month we've produced 20 assets. Out of these 20 assets, only three are trying to reach the business goal that we have, and the rest 17 are not working properly, or they're shooting up the KPIs. So the creative team also knows, okay, now we've identified our three heroes, let's try and amplify that in a real time basis. Earlier
Okay.
it would have happened that okay, I'll publish a monthly report, I'll send
Okay.
it out to the client, I'll send it out to
Okay.
the creative team,
Okay.
and then they'll study, it'll take time. But again, AI gives us real time information. So
Okay. Okay. Now, as you mentioned, like you have in-house creative team who is working with your team. With the addition of AI, has it impacted their roles, or they're also becoming AI ready now?
well, I think they're becoming AI ready, and
Okay.
they're reducing the time which went into doing redundant tasks. So, let's say, for example, as I mentioned, that okay, the three heroes we have identified.
Right.
Now, for a human brain or a human mind, I think it would take some time. It would take an hour or maybe half an hour, to find out what more can we do with that hero.
Okay.
However, if that hero concept or that hero creative or video is put to an AI bot or an LLM, it can then give you a lot of variations, a lot of templates, a lot of different templates out of it.
Right.
And then the human can pick and choose. Okay, so this aligns with my brand, or let's say this one aligns with my brand guidelines and the customers that I'm trying to target. And
Mhm.
then they can pick and choose, and then they can work on and create their magic as they do. So, yeah, they're becoming AI ready, and they're trying to, uh, I would say, reduce the redundancy.
Okay. Okay. And where do you see like this performance marketing heading the next 2, 3 years? Are we going to see big changes, or we will stick to it what we are doing right now for the next 2, 3 years? Because it's important for a person who wants to start a career in performance marketing. In the past 1 year, so many things have changed.
Correct. I think they're moving towards a lot more automation as
Okay.
AI is bringing in. On almost all platforms are moving towards automated strategies, automated targeting. Meta just recently introduced the Andromeda algorithm,
Yeah.
where they're just saying that okay, you start a campaign,
Mm.
give us 20 creatives, 30 creatives at a very good frequency, let's say every couple of weeks or every month, and we'll do the rest.
Right.
We'll try and target the kind of user that we want to, and we'll show them ads which are relevant to them, and then we'll try to get you the right results. But in case they don't, then there's a human intervention which will take place, and it'll decide that, okay, this is working for me and this is not working for me.
Mhm.
So automation is there. Automation is coming in, I think from all corners, to be honest.
Mhm.
But I think all platforms are going more automated. So yeah, that's one thing that will happen, I'm sure. And in the next couple of years, whatever manual levers that we had on these platforms will gradually die down. But at the end of the day, we will decide what are the goals and what are the KPIs that we want this campaign or this channel to achieve for us. That's where the human will decide and it'll take part. Uh, Trying to set the right creative messaging, because that becomes very critical. Although there are tools which can create videos for you at scale,
Right.
but who's deciding whom to show what and when? I mean, AI can decide someday. I mean, let's say there's a social incident that has happened, and AI doesn't know about it. It creates, a creative somewhat relating to that social incident, and if it goes live without the human intervention, it could create an issue. So the human will always have a part to play, but again, a lot of automation will happen in a couple of years, and it'll reduce a lot of redundancy.
Yeah. So with the addition of this AI part, what I have observed, like AI is feeding data of everything which exists on internet, right? They know about each and every company. If you ask a question, they can tell you about each and everything, and they have better propositions, they have better observations, and they give the right. Sometimes they give the right answer also. What do you think? Like with the AI part, will it eventually make human marketer optional, or will it raise the value of human judgment? Like you mentioned, like every automation needs a validation by a person or a human. But with the increase of the, I should say, the judgment of AI, sometimes it becomes fair for people that, okay, if AI is so much intelligent, what is the need of human to judge whether this creative is good or not? Because they have the data of the results, and they can judge, okay, if it is not giving results, let's change the creative. I mean, humans are consumers, they are consuming the creatives, they are bringing results for the brands, but then the decision makers are slowly shifting to the AI part, which Andromeda, or I should say, uh, Google AI campaign and started taking the roles. So, what are your thoughts on this? Think that still the humans will be the decision makers, or in next few years, AI will be the decision maker?
I think the eventual decision maker will be the human.
Okay.
However, I think the human will set a boundary. As I mean, if we talk about Google Meta, so they become part of our campaigns, digital
Right.
campaigns. So we
Right.
set a boundary for them. Okay, so you have to spend this much. You have to bring me this kind of people and this kind of goal to achieve. So the human will set the boundary eventually. The AI can play around within that boundary. I would feel that's something that will happen. So the human, I don't think it'll become obsolete, because the AI may, any AI machine can do, whatever it's told, but eventually it has to be told sometimes, or most of the times now. And the part where it comes about ethics and human emotion,
Right.
because I'm sure, I mean, you are a consumer as well for a lot of ads, a lot of products.
Right.
And I'm sure you've seen ads which play with a lot of human emotion.
Right.
And when it comes to certain guidelines, certain laws, and certain policies, that's where the ethics parts comes into picture, and
Mhm.
that's where the human will also be needed. The AI may, do it at scale. It'll reduce the time of production, but I think human will, take a call and decide, okay, this is what I want to show as per my brand or as per my product, and then the AI can scale it up. But again, as I mentioned, human will set the boundary, and within that boundary, I think the AI, structures can then play around.
Okay. Okay. Now, as I mean, this AI thing is happening everywhere. Has it impacted the hiring structure of your department, or I should say, the performance marketing team? Earlier, like you mentioned, like you had multiple people who were downloading the reports. Their job was to make sure that the data is correct and then judge the data and then present it to you. Now, with the addition of AI, since automation is increasing day by day, is it impacting the overall job role of people and hiring plan for the companies?
Well, not really, honestly, because it's just saving time and it's
Yeah.
saving the manual labor that we used to do. So
Okay.
it's not maybe changing the kind of hiring plans that we have had or we still have.
Mhm.
That's an ongoing process for us. But what it is doing is it is making teams and people more efficient. And the time which was spent on downloading, uploading, all the manual tasks, that is somewhat, reduced to like a couple of minutes. And that is allowing our teams to even work more and work better for our clients. So if I say, a team member of mine would spend half an hour or an hour on reporting, now that reporting part is being done in 15 minutes. The remaining 45 minutes are being spent on analyzing the data, building out logics, building out patterns from that data, and then trying to strategize more on that for the client. So I think we've saved time, uh, we've made people more efficient, and we've been able to do a lot more for the same client within the same given time that every human has. I mean, working for 8 hours or 9 hours a day, spending more time on strategy and planning, uh, rather than just sitting down, downloading reports and uploading. So, saving time, becoming more efficient, and being able to do more for our clients. So, I don't think that AI has anywhere hampered the hiring cycle for us.
Mhm.
It has made us more efficient.
Question. Okay. Okay. Last question is like, what is your advice for D2C brand marketers? How they can stay relevant through this shift, and what is the thing which they should focus so that they can have better results?
I think I I mean, there are multiple advices, but if I just have to give one, that trust, the process, trust the shift that is coming in these dashboards, in these channels. Uh, Trust them, but give them the right data, the right signals, or at least have systems in your brand or let's say your CRM which collect all of these and are able to pass back these signals to your digital channels. The day that you start doing it, the day that you start giving out right signals to your dashboards, to your channels, they will work for you. I think they'll take some time. There's a learning phase for everything. So the machine also takes a little time. Don't be in a rush that, okay, I've given, AI Max 2 weeks and it's not given me the result that I was expecting. So let me pause it or close it. Don't be in that hurry. Give the system a little more time. Give the machine a little more time. Give it the right set of data that it needs. Give it the right direction that it needs. And it will eventually start giving you the right results and even better than what you were achieving. So that would be, I think, my advice as of now.
Okay. And the same advice goes for freshers also, or do you recommend some specific tool set which they should prepare so that they can become eligible to get into this industry?
So I think for freshers, it's more to be, to adapt these tools,
Mhm.
to know more about what's the best output that you can produce out of these tools, rather than, thinking and sulking at, within themselves that, okay, AI might take my job or I might not be able to do this, which an AI is doing. I think you can do better with AI, so adopt it. Take it as your friend, take it as your fast friend, which can help you be more efficient, and keep exploring these tools. You'll somewhere find a way or a prompt or anything that might save a lot of time for you. And eventually, once you're in an organization, time is somewhere money for all team members and all resources. So the more you save time in redundancy and the more efficient and more quicker output that you can produce accurately, I think that will help your career. So don't fear it, just slowly adapt it.
Great. Shivam, thanks a lot. I mean, whatever answers you have given, these all are valuable things for a person, whether he is a business owner, whether he is a D2C marketer or a fresher. So I want to thank you for giving your valuable time and coming to our podcast. So once again, thank you, and please be with us. And we would like to invite you again for our next round of podcast on a new topic. So anything which you want to say before we close for freshers or business owners or for people who are aspiring to become performance marketers?
Well, I mean, first of all, thank you so much for having me here. It was great to, I mean, obviously, on a daily basis, we go through a lot of these questions within ourselves about
Right.
how to analyze this report, which tool to use, how to automate, what's the best goal that we have to give. But I
Mhm.
mean, talking about it with a third person gives me like a different perspective to it. So
Right.
thank you so much for that. And I mean, I'll be happy to, come back again and maybe share some whatever experience insights that I've gained over my 10, 11 years of experience till now. But yeah, happy to be here, happy to discuss, share. And I think one piece of advice is something that, I mean, that we discussed and I told that, uh, you know, take your time, be a little patient with the machine, be a little patient with the kind of new advancements that are coming in. Give them the right data, give them the right time to learn. They will, I think, generate better results that you maybe were achieving, a couple of years back or a year back. But be a little patient with these things.
All right. All right. Thank you. Thank you, Shivam.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Raj.